Greenfield High School and took over the Greenfield Music Parents Association. Long before he had children of his own, he was a booster of education here in Greenfield. I asked him 19 years ago to step up and serve on the town council, and as a young man, he took that challenge. He stepped up and served on the 27-member town council with former Councilor Levin, who's here in the audience. Welcome, Councilor Levin. And for 19 years, he's been serving continuously. He serves here with Wanda Pyfrom here today, who serves on the council from Precinct 4, and Vern Sun from Precinct 1. He's served with leaders across our community, and he has spent his time not being radical, not trying to push an agenda or a cause, but in each and every opportunity to do what's right for the ordinary people of Greenfield, to do what's right for our employees and for the taxpayers and for the children in the future. It's my great privilege and honor to welcome you here today and to introduce the next Mayor of Greenfield, Brickett Allis.
Thank you. Thank you, Isaac, for the introduction. And I thank you all for being here. Wow, that's a good start. Yes, I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for being here, all my friends, family, all supporters. It's a very special day for me. It's a very special day for my family. Danielle, who's over there, and Lily. Hi, Lily. Because today I'm announcing that I am officially a candidate for mayor. I've been asked by many people close to me, some people who are here, why I would want the job of mayor. To that I say, because I love my hometown, because I believe we can make things better for our residents, because I believe in our dedicated employees, because I believe that with new direction, we can put Greenfield on a new path to greater prosperity, success, and sustainability. But most importantly, because I believe in myself and that I am the best candidate for mayor, and I'm the best candidate for this job. Being mayor is not about politics on the backs of Greenfield's hard-working residents and employees. It's about public service for the residents and all the taxpayers and employees. As I have been for 19 years, I will continue as your next mayor to be as honest and to be an honest public servant, remain passionate about our city, and continue to be wholly dedicated to the oath I've sworn 6 times to the people of Greenfield to do my very best to do what's in the best interest of Greenfield. Doing the right thing and making the right decisions is not always popular, but rest assured, in times of tough decisions, I will, as I always have, place the needs of the people of the city above all else. The experience and knowledge that I've gained throughout my life and through the 19 years in service to Greenfield will be invaluable to carry out the duties and responsibilities of the mayor's office. As Greenfield's longest serving city councilor and senior member of that body, having been elected 6 consecutive terms, I have a profound knowledge and supreme understanding of the city's budget and budget process. Throughout my tenure, I've been involved in oversight of more than $1 billion of municipal spending. I believe some of that spending was not in the best interest of our taxpayers, but we adhere to the principles of our democratic process. I'm the candidate with the requisite knowledge to be ready to serve in the office January 1st. As Greenfield's current Deputy Director of Emergency Management, I'm acutely aware and remain involved in large-scale emergency planning and response, often working cooperatively alongside each of our city departments and directly with many of the department heads. As a former Zoning Board of Appeals member, I understand the obstacles and challenges faced by residents and developers in applying for special permits and navigating through our arguably arduous planning process in an effort to add to Greenfield's tax base. As a former call force firefighter, I understand the potential consequences of insufficient staffing levels and the need for proper staffing to protect life and property of both our residents and our brave firefighters. As a graduate of the Massachusetts Basic Reserve Intermittent Police Academy, I understand the potential consequences of insufficient staffing levels there as well as the constraints, obstacles, and innumerable dangers our law enforcement officers face daily. As a certified Massachusetts EMT basic, I understand the intricacies and challenges that go into creating an EMS service and what EMTs face daily in the course of each emergency call to which they're dispatched. As a career small business owner, I have 20 years of interpersonal and oversight management skills and the drive to be successful. And finally, as an Eagle Scout, I'm able to set long and short-term goals to working effectively and efficiently to attain these goals for the desired outcome within a set time frame. Greenfield is a wonderful place to live and has a lot going for it. We are a great city. I believe we, the people, have been led down a path that is detrimental to many of the most fragile members of our community. I believe the city is spending beyond its means and providing services that is not required to at the expense and peril of those services that are necessary, and redirecting the valuable resources and tax dollars away from the basic services taxpayers expect. Greenfield's taxpayers are bearing these costs through increasing property taxes and fees. I won't stand here today and say that Greenfield taxpayers should not pay taxes. Taxes are unavoidable and completely necessary for Greenfield to operate the city effectively. However, Greenfield must, over the next 4 years and beyond, redirect our spending to the needs of the community before the wants of the community. Cities, thank you. Cities, much like each one of us, simply cannot have everything they want, but if we work hard, plan wisely, we can have everything that we need. Today is property tax day in Greenfield. Just over 8 hours ago, City Hall opened for business. The collectors were prepared for a busy day of receiving the fourth quarter tax payments. 1 year ago, the average taxpayer paid just over $65 less in property taxes. One short year from now, it's projected the same taxpayer will make their final tax payment for that fiscal year, or tax year rather, which will have increased by $104. I have always said that past results are a good indication of future outcome, unless, of course, something changes. History has shown us that over the last 10 years, our residential taxpayers have seen their average bill go up by just under 25%. In the same 10-year period, the average commercial and industrial taxpayers, the very ones that we need to add to our town's tax base, have seen their bills go up 56% and 101% respectively. Our residents and business owners simply can't sustain these increases year after year. Greenfield has an aging population with an increasing number of citizens depending on their fixed incomes to make ends meet, as well as an ever-growing number of working-age citizens living paycheck to paycheck and working multiple jobs. As taxpayers become increasingly stretched by the gap between income and increased costs, many fall behind, scrambling to pay their tax bills. Some will not be able to pay and end up with a municipal tax lien, but in the worst cases will end up losing their home to municipal tax title foreclosure. And in fact, in the past 10 years, Greenfield has seen an increase in tax title foreclosures. Quality of life is important, very important, but at what cost? For those citizens who are struggling to pay their bills and working to pay their taxes, things like new buildings, new banners, or another city pet project becomes just another reason for them to work another overtime shift, skip date night with their loved one, forgo their morning cup of joe, or wear that worn out pair of shoes just a little bit longer. What is the quality of life for these residents and taxpayers who are chronically worried how they will meet the next tax payment? I cannot and I won't promise to lower taxes. In fact, anyone that says they will is either dreaming or simply pandering for your vote. But as your next mayor, I promise I will never stop trying to stabilize the taxation and your tax bills through real prioritization, planning, and fiscal restraint. I will safeguard and treat your hard-earned money as I would my own. There's no doubt that this election is a crossroad for Greenfield. We face some very difficult obstacles, and we face very difficult challenges also going forward. However, in the words of the 17th century playwright Molière, the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. To me, this couldn't be more apropos given our current circumstances. I hope you join me in seeking that glory and work together with me to overcome the biggest of our obstacles. Together, we will begin to stabilize the tax burden to our taxpayers by placing our focus on the basic fundamental needs of our community, our public safety, education, and infrastructure, to name a few. I will capitalize on non-property tax revenue generation through adaptation of some of our existing city services and creation of revenue positive services, services that actually make more money than they cost to provide. Rebuild employee morale across the entire city. I care about all, thank you. I care about all of our dedicated employees. Some are here today, some are not, and that's okay. To all our employees, whether you're here or not, I say this: as your next mayor, I will continue to, as I have for the last 19 years, support, appreciate, and respect each and every one of you for your dedicated service to Greenfield. You deserve to love what you do for the community and not feel marginalized any longer. Your success is my success, but so much more importantly, it's our community's success. I will drive economic development in all areas of Greenfield, and I've heard lots of talk about the types of economic development we need, like downtown redevelopment and the good-paying, high-end, skilled jobs. And I agree wholeheartedly with that. Anyone can talk about what we should have and what we need to have, but to truly drive any sector of economic development and allow for it to flourish and generate the economic value we are desperately in need of, you first have to actually understand the impediments each sector faces and create those solutions, create the solutions to those impediments. I do understand the impediments. As your next mayor, we will implement the economic development solutions that I've laid out on my website. They're too numerous to name here today, but I urge you to check out the website at www.electbrickett.com to see the specifics. And again, in closing, I thank you very much for being here. My campaign staff and I are honored to be in the presence of all of the supporters, family, and friends. This campaign would not and will not be successful without you. If you have not yet but would like to volunteer for the campaign, please see Wanda or myself. Wanda, where's Wanda? There's Wanda. She's taking a video of this right now. The reality of every campaign is that they're inherently expensive to run. I truly wish that raising funds wasn't necessary. However, the reality is without it, our campaign cannot combat the special interest money and the status quo that is embedded in the political process these days. So for anyone who's able, feel free to make a contribution to the campaign, but not more than $1,000 because that is the max that you can donate under state law. I hope you will join me in growing Greenfield, making Greenfield even better than it already is. And if you do join me, I will not let you down. Thank you very much for coming, and I appreciate all of your support.